What are your last feelings before this game Sunday?
It's going to be a hard game. It's going to be a physically demanding game. It's we've got to be ready to put in a good shift and work hard. Obviously it comes at the end of the day. Hopefully a good day for Germany on that morning or that afternoon here. It's something we're looking forward to. It's 3 points. It's a home game. We want to continue to do well in league.
How conscious are you of the 3 games in 8 or 9 days and all that when you're putting your starting lineup together?
Well, our options have really been a little bit limited due to availability of players, either because they were not here or because of injuries. Our ability to rotate has not been maybe as great as it could have been or we would have liked it to be. So as a result of that, a few guys have to play a few more minutes maybe than we would have expected. But it is what it is, and you got to deal with the situations as they come.
Dempsey, Obey, Yedlin still seem green-lighted?
Yes, yeah.
And how's Traore?
Jimmy had a little bit of a setback yesterday, so we're going to hold him off still in this game.
And that's hamstring?
That was
adductor.
It's adductor, but he was fine. He can do most everything. Is just pushing off and jumping. He still feels restricted in that, and for a center back, obviously that's important. So
I'd asked you yesterday about that Germany World Cup match, the 7-1, sort of as a fan, but as a coach. I mean, is that sort of, if you need a reminder, sort of sobering that you can get them as ready as you want, but once they start, anything can jump out?
Well, it just tells you, it's just a reminder for everybody out there that, soccer's a strange game. Things can happen. And even the best laid plans end up going south. And what really happens is you can talk all the tactics you want in the locker room before the game. You can have all the preparation. You can show them all the video. Now you get into the game and you take a goal where, a guy loses a player, then you take a second goal. And then all of a sudden a couple of guys on the field decide that they're going to change the game themselves. They're going to get the game back. So now they want to push up and do other things besides their job. And then they lost the whole game at that point. And I always say to our players, I go, if you're struggling in a game, if we're struggling as a team in a game, go back and do your job. If everybody does their job, then we'll get the game back into our grips. But when they're out there, emotionally, we can't call timeout. In basketball, you'd call timeout. In football, you'd have a turnover, you'd have a huddle, and you could tell everybody that and get them refocused. In soccer, unfortunately, you can't. I'm sure maybe Scolari wishes they were playing in hotter weather and could have got a water break at 20 minutes and maybe been able to talk to them a little bit. But it's a difficult thing. Once the game starts, the game takes on its own life. I've said that often, and sometimes you can't switch it again.
This being a full stadium game with Portland and the rivalry and it being on national TV and after the World Cup, there's a lot of different elements that kind of put a spotlight on this game. Is there a sense that this game is bigger than a normal game?
It's a big game because it's Portland, and, we don't think about it as, it's national TV, it's going to be over 60,000 fans. We don't think of all that, we don't put that all into our calculation. It's just, hey, it's a home game, it's a league game, it's Portland, it's a rival, it's Cascadia Cup, it's points, so we look at it from that perspective.
Thank you.
Okay.